Hey, what's up guys? It's Art Book Addiction here, and we're here with a new artist journey video. So today, we're going to be talking about exhaustion, okay? So, I'm exhausted right now, okay? And living in Japan, there's way too much walking, okay? Way too much walking. I don't know why the camera is like, I don't know where the hell I'm looking. I'm looking at myself right now, but it's weird. Anyway. This is the first time I'm using the front-facing camera. Hopefully it's not shitty, whatever. But I'm exhausted, guys, right? And it's just been, like, it's week 3 right now. And it's just like, dude, every day, just walking a ridiculous amount every day. And I am tired, right? And so, because I'm tired right now, I wanted to talk about exhaustion and how it relates to the artist's journey. And, the ways that things can affect your work through using too much of your energy or not using enough of it, right? And just the interplay between exhaustion and your work, right? So that's what we talk about today. Before we start the video, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, check out my Prince of Patreon. If you want to support the channel, consider becoming a channel member and join that Discord. And with that, let's get into it. Okay, so first, let's get this out of the way, right? I was able to do some painting, right? I went to Tennoji Park. I don't know if I mentioned this at all. I think I did in the Discord, right? But here you go. Let me get up for you guys. Okay. So I have this piece right here, right? Very nice. Ooh, pretty, right? I did this in basically 3 hours, right? Again, I went to Tennoji Park and had a really fun time. A lot of people came up to take pictures, which was nice. And actually, a funny story, there was this old Japanese man, right, who just, I didn't even see him coming. He just came up to me and like gave me like 1,000 yen, right? So, which is strange. Like I told people in my building, and they were like, wait, that doesn't happen because Japan doesn't have a tipping culture. Tipping is strange in Japan. So pretty cool for me, hey dude, get a little bit of cash, a little bit of represent, you know what I mean, right? So I had a fun time painting this. I will work on it more, right? It's a pretty good size. I think it's a 9x12. So yeah, there you go, get that out of the way. All right, so exhaustion, okay? I realized that like now that I'm like a bit older now, right? I'm 28, just for a frame of reference, right? Turning 29 soon, to be 29 in January, right? But I realized that a lot of life is energy management, okay? And I think this is especially important for artists, right? Because artists are usually not neurotypical, right? And energy becomes so much more important, and right? And like let's say like even if you are neurotypical or whatever, your energy is very important, and how you manage it is important, right? And the fact is that it's really hard to make work when you are exhausted, okay, right? I've been wanting to paint more, I've been wanting to do a lot more stuff, right? But I've just been so exhausted, right? Every day, like, just to go to a store, I gotta go like fucking 5 miles, dude. You know what I mean, right? 5 miles of walking, using the train, all that bullshit, right? Just going around, right? And this is like, I'm trying to kind of get out of vacation mode, right? And but like at the end of the day, it's just, bottom line is that you're gonna have to walk a lot, right? So the first 2 weeks I've just been, going around doing fun stuff, right? Hanging out with one of the fans, a Greek fan, right? Solidus, shout out to you, right? And like, that was fun, but it was really exhausting. That was the peak of the amount I was walking, right? Just, oh my god, dude. And again, that I've realized that has really taken a lot of the energy out of me to do work, right? Like every time I look at my my paint box and I'm like, oh, let's go today, and then I'm just like, oh my god, I'm so fucking exhausted. Or I'm like, okay, we'll do it today, and then I go and like get groceries or something, and I'm like, man, dude, I'm too fucking tired right now, dude. You know, or like it took too much time, and now the sun is setting, or it's gonna rain or something, right? And it's just like you're just, again, just exhausted, right? And that goes like physically and mentally, right? Mental exhaustion, right? I think that affects art more, right? Because you need your brain to really make that art, right? And physical exhaustion, well, you're just physically tired. You can't like, you know, lift the brush, you know. And usually if you're exhausted in one, you're usually exhausted in the other, right? So it's hard to balance these things, right? The energy balance, like we were talking about earlier, right? I have found that most people, like, you know, if you have, like I said, like a job where you're working for hours after the, you know, for the day, like you're gonna go home and you're just gonna fucking sleep, you know, you're just gonna like make dinner and just die, right? So like, where does the time for art come for those kinds of people, right? You know, it's honestly like whenever you can, right? The weekends are really good, right? You could just paint on the weekends. I don't know what you want to do, right? I don't know how your schedule is, right? But again, the management of energy, right? And here is one aspect that I was not expecting to face, right? Which is social energy, right? Being in Japan, I've met so many people. I see so many people all the time, daily, and it's exhausting, dude, right? I realize that I am someone who, like, I don't really have the largest social battery, right? After, like, you know, an hour or two, I'm out of there, dude. I'm like, get me the fuck out of here. I don't want to talk to nobody, right? Sorry, right? And it's just like, you know, again, like when you're in that space, when you reach that exhaustion, like it all goes to the work. The work you can't. It's hard to do, right? It's hard to do because, like, you know, a lot of the way art is made is by having an excess of energy. You have so much energy that you want to just output it, boom, right on the canvas, right? And it's hard to do that when you have no energy, right? So my recommendation for you guys is, again, it's all about the balance, right? It's all about trying to find the balance, which I myself have been having a difficult time doing, right? Especially because I'm like in a new environment, I'm in a new country, a new city, right? Meeting new people, doing all these new things, and like trying to figure things out. And I'm just like, every day I'm like, I feel kind of like burnt out, you know what I mean, right? You know, over the past couple of days, I've been feeling a little homesick, right? If I'm honest, I feel a little homesick. And I just feel like, you know, like, oh, well, it's the feeling of like, oh, well, this is gonna be over soon, right? Or like, oh, this isn't gonna last, right? But that's not true, right? I know that's not true because I came here to, you know, do the thing, right? Make it happen, right? And like, it's funny because like yesterday, my family called me, right? They FaceTimed me, right? And they went into my room, right? And my room was just completely different than what it was. They took stuff out, they moved everything. It's not even my room anymore, right? And you know, with families, you hear their bitch and you hear, you know, all that bullshit, right? And it just made me really feel like, you know what, dude, like, I don't feel homesick no more, right? Like, in a weird way, like today I feel a lot like more accepting of what's happening, right? And that I'm gonna be here for a while, and then I'm gonna try to stay here, at least for me, for at least 5 years, right? I'm gonna try to, you know, really take the leap, right, to go all the way, right? And you know, you're gonna have doubts, right? Doubts are gonna happen, right? Again, it's like, I think a lot of it has to do with, I'm just fucking tired, man. I'm just like, I feel like I haven't had a day where I've just been able to like really recoup from just being exhausted, right? And then like one of my friends, the neighbor, he was telling me like, yeah, dude, you'll get used to it, right? Like, and I'm like, damn, dude, I'm exhausted every day. Like, why am I so exhausted all the time, right? And he's like, you'll get used to it. And I'm like, do you ever feel like you're not exhausted? And he's like, no, you're just gonna be exhausted. And I'm like, damn, dude, that's brutal, right? But again, it's part of the challenge of being here. That's part of the reason why I came here, to do things, to really get myself back out there, right? And it's tiring work, guys. It's fucking tiring, right? I'm like, I'm from the US, you know, and we use cars, you know what I mean? We're not used to walking all the time, every day, everywhere, right? Unless you live in New York or something, or some metropolitan city, right? I live in SoCal, right? Where we use cars, right? But here I'm just walking and walking. I'm walking here, right? I'm just fucking walking every fucking day. I'm just so exhausted, right? And you can see how, like, even right now, I'm tired, dude. And like, there's the high humidity, so I'm sweating all the time, right? Like, oh my God, dude, it's brutal, right? But it's okay, because you know what, dude? I'm doing the thing, right? I'm doing the thing that I set out to do, that I wanted to do, and I'm making it happen, right? And that's what happens when you undertake the journey, right? When you like, and the journey will take you to places you never expected, right? Like me, for example, here, right? But the journey will exhaust you, right? Exhaust you, right? So there's a lot of times where, like, quite frankly, it's hard to make work, you know what I mean, right? And I encourage people to work every day, to try, you know, to do a little bit every day, right? And that's maybe what I need to do, just do like a little short thing. Maybe I can't do the sessions I used to, where I went all out for, you know, 3 hours, right? Maybe I have to reduce it a little bit, right? But again, you see how I'm like taking it, and I'm like, okay, let's figure it out. Let's adjust things, right? Let's, you know, right? That's called flexibility, right? Adaptability, right? When you are doing things that you've never done before, adaptability is key, right? And learning how to balance things, right? And you know, I'm someone who knows how to balance things correctly, right? And knows how to reconfigure my settings to be optimal for what's going on, right? And so I have to do that. That's part of the challenge, right? To be able to be exhausted. And of course, you know, over time, I will get better at it. I will get stronger, right? But right now, I'm fucking tired, dude. I'm so fucking tired. Even recording this video, I'm like, man, I don't want to do this right now, right? But that is the best time, right? Because I really don't want to record this video. I really don't want to be standing here, like, talking. I want to be laying down and, like, you know, and then my back hurts. It's bullshit, dude, right? But it's real, okay? And so that's why I'm recording right now. That's why I'm showing you guys that, you know, even someone like me, I'm tired, dude. You know what I mean, right? So I know that you guys, you get tired, right? And like, sometimes it's okay just to not do anything, right? When you have the energy to do the thing, then you can do the thing, right? But there's the opposite thing, where you just never do the thing ever, right? And that is a problem, right? And so that's where it takes discipline to do something that you don't want to do at a certain time, and to do it regularly, right? That's the key. Routine, right? And, you know, here's a big tip for you guys, right? For just getting stuff done or pushing through shit, right? It's called, what do you call it? It's called rhythm, okay? Rhythm, right? So, like, if you look at, like, soldiers from, like, you know, fucking 200 BC or whatever the fuck, right? To, like, Civil War, right? They're playing music, right? They have the words of the goo, 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 right? So you can march, right, at a rhythm, right? And rhythm has really helped me really push through things that would normally just be, like, impossible to me, right? Like, sometimes you just gotta, like, you know, like, put on the tunes, right? And just, you know, and just push, right? And then you do the rhythm, one step, you know what I mean, right? And then that works for, you know, life, and it works for artwork, right? So tuning into the rhythm, right? Maybe you don't have to have music, right? But there's a rhythm in your movement, right? Rhythm, paint, paint, stroke, stroke, stroke. And then that rhythm will allow you to really push past your limits, right? And once you push past your limits go a little bit farther, right? And then you could stop, right? And then you're like, okay, and then every day you incrementally increase those limits, right? To the point where you could do the thing that you need to do, right? But know that at the beginning, when you're first figuring that shit out, it's gonna be fucking exhausting, guys, right? So, you know, but for me, right now, it's a good exhaustion. It's the exhaustion that I was asking for. It's the exhaustion that I wanted, right? But it's still, at the end of the day, like, fucking, I'm tired, dude. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus, right? But yeah, guys, so, you know, I hope this helps guide you in your journey. It helps you push past your exhaustion, right? Everybody has a different level of energy for different facets of things, right? What I recommend to you is to try to preserve your energy, right? Know your limits, right? If you have a limit that's a hard limit, right? Know that. And then when you reach like a little bit close, and then you're like, okay, I'll stop, right? I'll cut that off, right? Let's say like you have a social battery, like that's like ooh, and then here's like the top right here, like ooh, let's stop right here, and then I'm out, right? Preserve your energy. This will allow you to remain sane. This will stop you from being burnt out too much, right? Again, just, you know those meters, right? Try to increase them gradually, right? But if you can't, just at a certain point, cut it off, right? The most important meter though is the art meter, right? And all these meters, right? All these social, physical, mental, all this stuff, like ooh, right? There is the art meter, right? Which sucks up energy from all of these, right? To fill this up, right? So what you need is to have some left so that you could whoop right here and fill up this meter for at least the amount of time that you need to get your work done, right? Or to make a good amount of progress, right? Again, what I recommend is at if you're like you got no time, 1 hour a day, okay, 1 hour, right? And I need to follow my own fucking shit, dude, right? I've been having a hard time doing this shit, right? But again, we all struggle, okay? Even I struggle, right? So I hope you guys are helped out by this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like, hit that subscribe, check out my Princeton Patreon if you want to support the channel. Consider becoming a Cheddar member and join that Discord, okay? And I am gonna lay the fuck down, all right? All that bullshit, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks a lot.